Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your #1 source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
I'm tracking showers for at least some people for the morning commute. I'll show you if you'll run into rain this morning, and then our chance for thunderstorms this afternoon.
We are following the severe weather impact this morning. A home caught fire after a lightning strike, and the WRAL Storm Tracker is monitoring wet conditions on the road this morning. Everything you need to know before heading out the door.
Also, the first American Pope. It's Leo XIV's first morning as Pope, saying Mass right now. What comes next for the new pontiff?
Plus, Mother's Day travel. You're looking live at RDU, where they expect a busy day and a busy weekend. What you need to know approaching this holiday weekend and college graduations. Lots of celebrations. Congratulations to all the college grads. And then on Sunday, the focus turns to mom. And then this weekend in our house, it's a birthday celebration. My daughter is 11 today. So fun times ahead. Good morning, everyone. It's 6 o'clock. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, happy birthday to the birthday girl. Happy Mother's Day early to you as well. And Elizabeth Gardner as well here as we get our Friday started with these showers coming through.
A little bit gloomy for us this morning in some places. We did have some showers just about an hour ago as far north as the Virginia line. But the rain around the triangle has really started to taper off. We're still seeing some scattered showers here across the southern part of Wake County and Johnston County. And then down to the south, we have some steady rain around Fayetteville. That's moving toward Clinton and Goldsboro, Wilson, Rocky Mount. You'll likely see some of this as it continues to move off to the east. Not expecting anything severe this morning, but later this afternoon when our cold front comes through, we could see some isolated wind damage or hail. This is a look at when we could see that redeveloping, likely to be right after lunchtime, all the way up through around dinner time, and then it should ease on up. 60% chance of rain today. Saturday still looking nice and dry for any celebrations, but Sunday we've had to add back in a chance of some showers, and we're going to go over that potential for Mother's Day coming up. It's fairly gray in Durham right now, and you'll notice some wet streets because of the rain that we saw last night. Our temperatures are in the mid-60s, heading out the door in the triangle, and we'll see a warm afternoon again with low 80s. I'm going to show you a much wetter, cooler pattern that's coming in just a little bit. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, because of these rainy conditions, we do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadway this morning, giving you a first-hand account of what you can expect. Let's check in with Eric Miller and photographer Charles Bradley. Guys, what are you seeing right now?
Hey, good morning, Ken. We're out here headed towards Durham right now, about to turn from US 70 off onto TW Alexander Parkway. Giving you a live look at the roads. You can see there are some puddles out there, things definitely damp, but at least at this point of the morning, those windshield wipers aren't having to work too hard as we've seen that rain really taper off over the last hour. That doesn't mean there's no issues out there right now, though. I want to send you live out to a picture from photojournalist Michael Joyner in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. This is a scene over at Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway and Fayetteville Road. A major mess there as we have a tree leaning on power lines. That tree seemingly shorting those lines out, at least to some extent. We've seen smoke coming off of that this morning as power crews are working to try to get the power back on to hundreds of people in that area. So if you're in that vicinity, you're definitely going to be wanting to look out for those crews and any potential traffic lights out in the vicinity or any delays on the roads in that area. Otherwise, here on TW Alexander, things flowing nice and smooth here this morning. We'll let you know what we're seeing as we continue to drive out here in the WRAL Storm Tracker. Ken.
All right, I appreciate that first-hand account right here back here in the WRAL Traffic Center. We do have a driver needing some help there at US 1 and I-40 eastbound, not causing any problems for you this morning. We're also continuing to monitor this crash here at Wendell. It's on Highway 97 in the westbound lane, Wendell Boulevard. Not seeing any delays in the area, though, but just watch for some police activity if you happen to be in that area. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Breaking news, a lightning strike is blamed for a house fire in Raleigh. The call came in just before 11:30 last night on Glenwood Avenue near 5 Points. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there as crews worked to control the fire. Homeowners and neighbors reported seeing a lightning bolt before the fire broke out. Firefighters say heavy smoke was coming from the roof of the home. No one was hurt.
Still checking out some of that lingering rain, wet roads as we take a live look over Fayetteville right here. But overnight, severe storms brought hail, rain, and high winds to the area, and we have some photos of that sent to us by WRAL viewers Dawn in Carthage sent us some hail accumulation at her house. Mary caught some very serious lightning on camera in Bowie's Creek. Look at that. Our WRAL live cam network captured lightning as well. You can see it. Watch the sky here over North Hills last night as that heavy rain came down. And this morning, as you wake up and get out there and see some of the storm damage, send us some of your photos. Go to the WRAL News app and select Report It.
A reminder for everyone who still hasn't made plans for Mom, Mother's Day is Sunday. This year, a bouquet of flowers is harder to source for some stores. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Fallon's Flowers on Capitol Boulevard. And Kelsey, tariffs are impacting some staple Mother's Day gifts.
Yes, Renee, they are. We spoke with a manager here at Fallon's Flowers, and they say that 80 to 90% of their inventory comes from South America. So, for example, these roses here are something that could potentially be affected by tariffs, but they said that they were able to make their Mother's Day orders months ago before those tariffs went into effect. But a lot of flower shops are stuck paying higher inventory costs this year. Americans will spend $34.1 billion on Mother's Day this year. 74% of shoppers will buy flowers as their gift. This from the National Retail Federation. Your Mother's Day bouquet may be more expensive this year. Some flower shops are forced to pass down higher costs from tariffs to their customers. So if you're looking to save some money, you do have some options. You may be able to buy potted plants instead of flowers. You can also buy American-grown flowers like sunflowers, daisies, azaleas. All of those can be options for you. So coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about more ways for you to save some money this Mother's Day. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Headed out to the airport this morning. This is a live look at RDU International. The airport is preparing for one of its busiest weekends of the year coming up. More than 280,000 people are expected to pass through the airport to celebrate college graduations this weekend, as well as Mother's Day. And Monday will be the busiest day for people traveling. The airport is expecting a 10% increase in passengers compared to last year. And a reminder, you need that REAL ID or other federally approved form of identification to make your travels go smoothly.
Pope Leo XIV is officially the leader of the Catholic Church. This morning, we are looking ahead to what's next for the first American Pope. This morning, you're looking live at the Vatican, where Pope Leo has led his first Mass at the Sistine Chapel. And that started about an hour ago at 5 a.m. our time. On Sunday, he will appear on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to lead prayer. And Monday, Pope Leo will meet with journalists. We will then get a clearer picture of his plans for the church moving forward.
And here in the WRAL Live Center, a live look at that Mass right now. You can see everybody there in the church. Pope Leo seems to be hugging everybody there. He addressed cardinals in English at the start of his first Mass, saying, "You have called me to carry the cross and to be blessed," asking for their help to spread the Catholic faith. It was the first time that he made those public remarks in English. Yesterday, he spoke to the crowd in St. Peter's Square in Italian and Spanish. He said the Catholic Church must press ahead with its missionary outreach in the far corners of the globe. Also, an interesting note, 2 women read from the scriptures during the Mass, possibly suggesting the new Pope's view of giving women greater participation in the life of the church.
Thanks for that, Michelle. Also this morning, we are hearing reaction from the local Catholic community here. They're sharing excitement and expectations as Cardinal Robert Prevost steps into that new role. Others say they were surprised by the decision. And when that white smoke came out, few could have anticipated it would be an American.
In the way that the gospel needs to be presented today.
Bishop Luis Rama of the Catholic Diocese of Raleigh also says he eagerly awaits how Pope Leo will guide the church moving forward.
It's not just Catholics excited about the news. Dean of Duke's Divinity School, who is Methodist and met Pope Francis twice, tells us he's looking forward to meeting the new Pope in the coming months. This is Edgardo Colon Emerick. He met the late Pope in his role with an organization that seeks to build ties between the Methodist Church and the Roman Catholic Church. He's thrilled an American Pope can bring a fresh perspective. And while we don't know how Leo XIV will lead, Colon Emerick told WRAL the new Pope's experience ministering in Peru and other parts of the world provides clues.
He understands, therefore, the experience of the migrant, of being an immigrant, of being a person living in a multiplicity of cultures, and of digging roots in those cultures and loving those cultures, and yet also remaining rooted in one's own historical and birth origins.
Colonna Merrick and other theologians we talked with also pointed to the name he has taken, Leo. Leo the 13th is considered the first pope to promote social justice teachings, which could be the path Leo the 14th takes. From Rome to Raleigh, we heard from the new pope and are tracking global reaction to this historic election. See that coverage on WRAL.com.
Pretty disturbing here. A woman is facing charges after crashing into an eastern North Carolina grocery store. Photos from the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office show the damage at the Piggly Wiggly in Kinston. A 7-year-old girl was in the store and suffered minor injuries. Deputies say the driver crashed into the front doors of that store and then drove off. 39-year-old Stephanie Morales was later pulled over and arrested. Deputies say she had a 10-month-old child in the front seat, unrestrained. She's facing a list of charges, including DWI and child abuse. Carolina Hurricanes are coming back to the Lenovo Center, tied in their series with the Washington Capitals. Caps just a little too much last night for the Canes in Game 2 up in D.C. Washington got the win 3-1 to tie the series at 1 game apiece. On our Canes exclusive post-game live, former Cane Shane Willis explained why this is no reason for Caniacs to panic. Puck drops for tomorrow's Game 3 at Lenovo Center. It's at 6 p.m. and afterward, don't miss our Canes exclusive post-game live. That's at 11:15 tomorrow night right here on WRAL.
Protecting student information. Students and teachers are still at risk after that PowerSchool data breach. The concerns over how hackers could extort families.
And tracking some showers on the radar this morning, especially for our southern counties and in the Triangle, including Johnston County. All that will slide eastward. We get a break around the middle of the day. And then this afternoon, we have the potential for some severe storms. I'll walk you through it coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. The streets are wet right now in Apex. We did have some showers overnight and early this morning. Rain still in some of our southern counties, and we're going to take a closer look at that coming up. We're going to get a break in the precipitation right around lunchtime, and then later this afternoon, we have the potential for some storms to redevelop, and that could bring us the chance of some severe weather. We do have a level 1 risk in our south and eastern counties for later on this afternoon and into the evening. It's not going to last all night, though. If you had plans to be out and about later on this evening, things are looking okay. 60% chance for rain today. Right now, Saturday looks dry, but we've had to add some rain into the forecast for Sunday, back to around 40%, especially our southern counties likely to be affected. I'll walk you through that. And then it looks really wet for next week. I'll show you how much rain we could see total coming up. Ken?
Happening now, Elizabeth, we're getting reports of this crash we've been following here in Wendell on Highway 97 and Wendell Boulevard, that part of that roadway is blocked as a result of this crash. But from what we're seeing from our sensors, traffic is still getting through. So if this part of your morning commute, just leave the house a little sooner than usual just to be on the safe side. We do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning, giving you a first-hand account of exactly what you can expect when you get out there. And of course, Jeff, we'll have an update from Eric Miller coming up in less than 5 minutes.
We've seen a little bit of drizzle out there on those wet roads. Ken, thank you. A cybersecurity expert says hackers could continue to extort money for people who are wrapped up in the PowerSchool data breach. Student and teacher information was put at risk late last year. The hackers used the same data from PowerSchool that they say they deleted 5 months ago.
It's also possible that we may see this threat actor reach out to more people in school systems or potentially even victims themselves.
The Department of Public Instruction says 20 school districts and 50 state education employees received messages. They stopped short of saying which school districts. And the FBI is involved in this investigation.
We want to take a moment to let you know about an upcoming disruption to NBC programming on streaming platforms. Tomorrow from noon to 5 p.m., NBC Universal will perform scheduled maintenance that may temporarily disrupt access to NBC programming on several streaming platforms. Those platforms include YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu, the NBC app, and Peacock. These platforms are operated by their respective providers and are not directly managed by WRAL or Fox 50. You can continue to get WRAL news uninterrupted on direct WRAL platforms like WRAL.com, the WRAL News app, and the WRAL app on your streaming device.
Spring is in full swing with plenty of May festivals to get out and enjoy. Let's start with an event ahead of Mother's Day in downtown Raleigh.
Raleigh's welcoming the season with the Spring Festival tomorrow. The free event features food trucks, arts and crafts, and games for the whole family. There will be live music as well and a special appearance by the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. The event runs from 11 until 7 tomorrow in Moore Square.
Carolina Indie Fest returns to Sanford today and tomorrow. Two-day event showcases 10 unique bands as well as craft beer and 10 different food trucks. Music kicks off tonight at 5 o'clock until 10 p.m. and then the bands return tomorrow from 2 in the afternoon until 9 tomorrow night. It's a free event on Wicker Street in downtown Sanford.
Prepare for high-flying fun in Morrisville. A kite festival is happening tomorrow. Kites will be available for purchase on site. The event will include kids' games, a bouncy house, as well as food and vendors. It runs from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. at Cedar Fork District Park on Aviation Parkway. It's free to attend.
All right, I'll have to check on the wind and see if those kites will be able to get up there. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We know some raindrops will be knocking them down today.
Yeah, that's right. We take a look at Dual for 5,000 radar, and we're looking at some rain here in Johnston County. If you're going to be traveling down I-40, say toward the coast, or even I-95 from Johnston County back down toward Fayetteville, those are going to be the places where the roads are wettest. Now, you're going to run into some wet conditions around the triangle, but just wet streets where we had some rain overnight and early this morning. We'll zoom in, and you can see the rain's pretty much over for Durham and Raleigh, but you head down toward Clayton and Smithfield, down through Johnston County. We're still seeing some scattered showers, and we'll keep moving this down to the south. Goldsboro, you're going to see some of this rain. We're seeing it in Coates and Dunn, Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and of course over here in Sampson County. Down to the south, I can see a lightning bolt, so closer to the South Carolina line, there's a little bit of lightning. We're going to see a break now all the way through, say, early afternoon, and then the cold front arrives and brings us a small chance for some wind damage or some hail. This is a look at the big picture. There's that cold front. It sweeps through later this afternoon. Definitely more significant rainfall and some thunderstorms down around the Wilmington area, stretching down toward Charleston. That's where we'll have a better chance of severe storms right now. But when that front moves across our area, we will at least have a small chance. This is a look at Futurecast this morning. Notice we dry out. Probably going to see a little bit of sunshine around lunchtime. And then in the afternoon, a few isolated cells pop up. Those will be with us up until around 5 or 6 o'clock. And then if you do have plans, say around or after dinner time, we should continue to dry things out, and then turning cooler behind this front for tomorrow. We take a look at what's happening outside right now, and we do have rain falling in Fayetteville right now, but the rain, it has ended in Apex and Chapel Hill. As a matter of fact, Chapel Hill is starting to clear a little bit. Our next weather maker lifts northward on Sunday. We're going to see heavier rain in our southern counties for Mother's Day, and it's going to be a very wet start to next week. Here's a look at the front that's moving through today. It stalls down to the south on Saturday, but look at this on Sunday. It starts to lift back across our area. We've been watching that trend on and off this week, but right now it looks like a 30% chance of rain for Mother's Day in the triangle, 20% in the north, but 40% down to the south. Farther south you are, the better chance that we may see some rain. Hated to have to put that rain in for Mother's Day, but of course we're also looking at some very wet conditions Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Coming up, I'll show you how much rain we could see total. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, even with these damp conditions, all the major routes are relatively delay-free. We just have a driver needing some help there on I-40 eastbound near the US 1 ramp, but not causing any problems for you. We are getting reports that this crash on Windell Boulevard and Highway 97 blocking the roadway somewhat, but our sensors are indicating that traffic is still getting through. So this is part of your morning commute. Just know that you'll run into some flashing lights and a little bit of a slowdown in the area. And also a reminder, we do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning, giving you a first-hand account of what you can expect. You're getting ready to head out the door, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Turning tassels. It's graduation time for many of the Triangle's colleges and universities. Coming up, commencement times and locations.
And a new pope. Local leaders in the Catholic Church share their reaction to Pope Leo XIV. Why some are surprised by the choice.
Ahead on today, celebrating military moms ahead of Mother's Day.
And here's a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers on your screen right now. We'll be back with what's trending next.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A celebrity was spotted among the crowd at the Vatican yesterday.
Also, last night was one of the biggest award shows in country music. Ken Smith here now with What's Trending, Ken.
Yeah, let's start there. We're taking a look at the biggest moments from the Academy of Country Music Awards. Lainey Wilson took home the Entertainer, Album, and Female Artist of the Year. And Ella Langley was a big winner as well, taking home 4 awards, including Best New Female Artist and Single of the Year.
You saw Reba hosting there for the 18th year, and then crossing genres. That's a thing, right? Backstreet Boys performed country with Rascal Flatts. Pretty neat.
That's awesome. So we talked about the celebrity sighting at the Vatican. Well, it was singer Harry Styles. He was spotted watching Pope Leo's XIV ascension to the papacy. He was seen looking different than usual, though, with grown-out facial hair, wearing a blue jacket and a gray ball cap. Now, despite the offstage look, eagle-eye fans spotted him among the crowd.
Yeah, but people could still tell that it was Harry, even though he's trying to go all incognito. And he was wearing that gray hat. It said, "Techno is my boyfriend." The hat that he was wearing sold out after the picture was shared to X.
Oh my
gosh. I think Pope Leo was
like
waving to him there. He picked him out of the crowd.
He saw Harry Styles, too.
Thanks, Ken. From outer space to Durham, a tree sapling that was on board the Orion spacecraft as it orbited the moon will be dedicated tonight. The moon tree has already been planted at Eno Park. An official dedication ceremony is tonight, 7:30, followed by a stargazing event that runs until 11. Telescopes will be provided. The event is hosted by Durham Parks and Recreation.
And heading out the door this morning, it's a little bit wet now. We'll see a break in precipitation around lunchtime, and then another round where we have the chance of severe weather. I'll walk you through the potential coming up.
And we're out there to track some of the wet roads, some of the inconvenient travel for you this morning. The WRAL Storm Tracker on this dreary Friday will bring you a live report on what you can expect on your commute.
Tariffs on flowers, why Mother's Day bouquets will be more expensive this year, ways you can save money and make mom's holiday special.